Hey,
Good morning,
good morning.
Grand Rising Tribe.
Grand Rising. We here. This wind is crazy. It feels good though. I'm grateful for it. Hey, and I'm grateful for the wind. Hey, grateful for the wind. Hey, hey, feeling good in the morning. Hey, we got another morning. Hey, hey, feeling good in the morning. Hey, hey, it feels good in the morning. Hey, we got another morning. Hey, good morning. Hey, hey, good morning. Grand Rising. Hey, hey, and we just clearing out the energy. Good morning. We're clearing out the energy. Good morning. Hey, good morning. What's up, Soul Tribe? Hey, hey, I need help, Lord. Hey, these spirits out to get me. Hey, my life been getting tricky. Hey, you ever felt like that? You ever felt like you had to pay attention to what's going on around you because life started getting real tricky, right? It's like, what? What's happening around me? The world is going crazy. Respect is lost. You must discern the truth or expect to get lost. Hey, all day. Hey, every day. Hey, we live in praise. Hey, we know your name. Hey, hey, Yahweh. Hey, I need help, Lord. Hey, these spirits have to get me. My life been getting tricky. The world is going crazy. Respect is lost. You must discern the truth or expect to get lost. Hey, all praise. We live in praise. Hey, hey, we feeling good in our spirit. Hey, we feeling good in our spirit. Good morning. Hey, and this is for the soul Tribe. Hey. This is for the Soul Tribe. Soul Tribe, yeah, we down for life. Soul Tribe, yeah, we down to ride. We be down by the riverside. We get advice from the Most High. Chit chatting with the water guides. Dry your eyes, it's gonna be alright. And this is for our Soul Tribe. And this is for our Soul Tribe. Soul Tribe, you don't have to cry. Soul Tribe, yeah, we down to ride. You gotta heal to release the pain. The death called me, the reaper came. You gotta heal to release the pain.
Hey. You gotta heal to release the pain. The death called me the reaper king. It's like the end of an old start, the start of a new beginning. We good at losing, but we knew at winning. Could be feeling a little different, feeling you're more gifted, using your intuition to cut through the bullshitting. It's like, shorty, I'm so hip to what they saying in the background, don't even trip and sis. Keep your feet in the water, affairs coming together, mama, guy, your supporter and bro. Keep your thing moving and strength, take that rum down the leggy, giving God his whole tenth. And me, I'm just here bringing a message and I hope it uplift you, put some pep in your step. I'm not here to gain a reputation. I'm just here to use my voice to raise the whole nation. So,
We gotta heal to release the pain. The death called me, the reaper came. Hey. Hey. So I was thinking about last night what's going on, and I'm gonna talk about it this morning. But I really figured it out. You know? I've been cracking this code. Cause they working with the moon, but we working with the sun. We stuck up in our groove, got the demon on the run. Let's go, tribe. We got the demon on the run again. The demon on the run again. Cause they working with the moon, but we working with the sun. We stuck up in our groove, got the demon on the run. Hey. Hey. Good morning. What's up, tribe? Good morning. Hey, where you guys at this morning? Where you guys at? Where you at? Where you at? What's up, Soul Tribe? Hope you guys are doing well in positive energy and attracting the life you desire because it's your birthright, right? Of course, we're coming through with another live for you guys. So make sure you take the live, the message, how it resonates in your life. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And don't forget, if you love the video, you know what to do, right? Make sure you hit the thumbs up, right? The bell notification so that you don't miss notifications when we are live. Make sure you hit the follow, okay? All right, that's what we're going to do.
okay, tribe, so we kind of got two networks going. Hello, Grand Rising and good morning. So we got these messages, we're going to jump right into them, get straight to it. She has downloads. I got my moon deck out, so, you know, we're going to see what Spirit is saying.
Battery low. Please charge.
Throw that up on there.
We can't.
Why?
Because there's no...
Okay, let's just keep going. Anyway, till it goes. No problem. It's all good. Hold on, yeah. So it's been a lot of things just trying to cause distractions this morning. I don't know. You could be going through this energy as well. Like there's a energy of distraction, like trying to just come in and stop you from doing whatever you need to do this morning. Do not allow that energy to stop you. Just push through, okay? Even if it takes a little bit longer to get done, whatever you got to get done, just continue to push through. You know, the energy wants you to stop, but the Most High is like, go. You know, the Most High is like, go. So don't allow, you know, energy to overpower anything, right? You know, I noticed that this morning for us, like trying to get ready, it's just been the energy of, you know, delay, the energy of just, you know, trying to stop the show. And I'm like, no, we're going to keep going anyway, right? So whatever. So anyway, what I wanted to talk about this morning, I got a download last night from the Most High, and I was like, okay, this is so relevant. You know, a lot of people that watch us, you know, you guys are really tapped in about like the moon magic and things that people do in the dark, right? So I was like, well, Spirit, why am I thinking about this? And it's crazy because I had some me time last night. So I was just chilling on the couch and I was watching the first 48, and I hadn't watched that in a very long time, and I used to watch it when I was young, right? And so it started off with two victims who were unalived by a hammer, right? And struck in the skull, right? And it made me and I noticed that when they were going to the crime scene, that they made sure to show the sky, and that night it was a full moon, right? And I was like, you know, they were pulling up to the crime scene or whatever, and it was this big full moon that was outside, right? And I was like, okay, Spirit, I see what you're doing. So I was like, okay, what's going on? So we know in 9 days on July the 10th is a full moon, right? So you could be feeling the energy. I noticed I'm starting to pay attention more to myself, as I am a victim of black magic, voodoo, all these different things. You know, when you do the kind of work that we do, we are open for attack. And maybe in the beginning I did deserve it. You know, maybe I didn't do everything according to you know, divinity. So I was open, you know, maybe I was open in some spots, whatever, right? However, you know, right now that stuff does not work, right? But I was like, well, let me help the collective. Spirit, God, what are you trying to tell me? And I was like, okay, so first and foremost, this Thursday, July the 10th is called the buck moon, right? And it's the seventh moon of the year, number 7, right? God's number. So it's the number 7 of the year. And it's crazy because it's called the buck moon, right? Because male deers are, they're bucks. They're called bucks, of course. And then they have full grown antlers around this time of year, right? And it's crazy because male deers, you know, the bucks, they are shedding and regrowing their antlers annually, right?
They're running wild.
Yeah, so they're like annually they you know, shed their antlers, and they invest in, you know, they get invested with bigger, more impressive ones, you know, as they grow, right?
Yeah,
you know, they get. And this is us as a collective. This is what's happening. You know, we are in the season right now where we are shedding and regrowing our antlers, right? So
it's wild that you say it, because I feel, I've been feeling like extra super strong in my masculine lately.
Okay.
Like I've been feeling like I don't want to hurt nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of masculine energy where it's just like I don't even really. But now that you saying the buck moon, and it's wild that you say that, because I just watched a video. I was on my page and I was looking at a video, and it was showing a male buck, and he was running across the water. Like the lake was shallow, right? And yo, he was just wilding. Like I've never seen a deer do that. Like it was like a lake, right? But the tide was out.
Yeah.
So it was shallow from one side of the lake to the next, and the male buck was just bucking, going, and the lady was like, "Do you see this deer running across the water?" I'm like, wow.
Yeah, so around this time is where they you know, get the more impressive, bigger antlers, you know what I'm saying? And you know, late spring. So this is us, and it's crazy. So I was thinking about the moon as well, and I was like, okay, well, the gravitational pull is what the gravitational pull, you know, when the moon is full, it can cause our hormones to be like imbalanced. Okay. So, you know, you could be feeling like increased sensitivity to energy or emotions right now. You can have like disrupted sleep. I know I was talking about myself. I have not been able to have like very good sleep. Like, you know, my sleep is coming and going. It's not bad sleep. Like, I'm not scared of anything. I feel like great things are happening in the background. I don't know what's happening, but I feel like I'm okay. I feel like life is getting better and better. You know, I really do. I can feel it. And maybe that's why I can't sleep. Because, you know, I'm one of those kids, like when I'm going on a field trip, you know, I don't want to go to sleep because I'm anxious, right? You know, so it could be that kind of energy. I feel something coming in for us. You know, I know something is coming in. You know, those seeds that you plant, they have to grow, right? If you water them, they grow. And that's what's been happening. So, you know, of course, I'm expecting great things here. But I also noticed, like, you know, around the full moon, you can find that, you know, people are more problematic, right? So it's really important to protect your energy these next 9 days as we go into this full moon energy. You know, right now we're being intentional. We're paying attention to going up to this full moon
energy,
you know, now that you start paying attention to the energy and how tense, you know, how it builds and how it becomes tense and how things, you know, leading up to this energy happen, right? But anyway, so yeah. And then look, people, you know, I was like, well, why do people abuse the moon? And it's because, think about it, you know, notice how many unlawful things happen in the dark. You know, so many unlawful things happen in the dark. And, you know, the moon is like a celestial body that's supposed to be used for, like, you know, providing time, light, you know, gauging seasons and years. But, you know, evil has shown us, even through cartoons. Think about how they used to put the Wicked Witch, right? What would they do? She would be on a broom at night by the full moon, right? You know, they always have to tell us the truth of what they do. So, you know, this is the work that gets done around that time. It's real. This is what people practice. So, I don't know. I feel like Spirit is saying we just have to pay attention these next 9 days leading up, because I feel like a lot of us have been suffering from this for months, maybe even up to 2 years, right? Being attacked by these kind of attacks. So, I don't know. It's given to me to speak about, and I'm going to leave it right there.
I'm going to just chime in with her. And it's like, so why is the moon, and I have a download, but I want to chime in. The thing about the moon is this. The moon has always been like the #1 source of power, right? Ethereal power. Like, the moon has a lot of power that you can say evil people learn about the power, and maybe good people ignore the power of the moon because you know, think about it. I mean, I wasn't really taught a lot about moon magic growing up. I had to learn about different things as I grew up. So it could just be that. But, you know, people use the moon to manifest negative things, but people use the moon in a more powerful way when your intentions are right. And I think what High Priestess is basically saying, be aware of what's going on. You may not know the moon cycles and all of that, but your soul knows, right? Your body has a rhythm, and it knows a pattern. Like, you can pay attention. And sometimes it's not that people are attacking you and doing magic against you. Sometimes it's the magic that was already done still working against you. A person doesn't have to keep throwing a magic spell at you. That one magic spell can keep working until you break the spell, or until you become aware of what's going on, right? Undeserving, all of that energy.
Okay.
All right. Now, I had a small download, right? And this was like a visual download. It's about a man, and he had free giveaways, right? He had free giveaways. Humanity needed something, and this man had a bag of it to give it away for free because humanity needed it, right? So lo and behold, this man, he leaves his building. And as he leaves his building with his bag, with his free giveaways, everybody's selling. Everywhere he go, people are selling, right? So the people that he's trying to give his giveaway to,
They don't want it.
They don't want it.
They want to buy stuff.
They want to buy stuff because everybody's selling, right? And you know what the man, he walked a few paces, couple blocks, and he said, I can't give away what I have for free because everybody's selling shit, right? And that's the time that we live in, y'all. Like, don't be sold. Everybody got a podcast. Everybody is not authorized to do this. I can say last night was my first time strolling on social media and looking at people that do what we do, and it was ridiculous. And I was like, wow, God, like how do you even get the truth out when everybody got something for sale, right? So don't be sold on the things. Pay attention to what your spirit is telling you, with people you tap in with and everything. Like, just don't be sold. It's so many people selling things. I mean, you got a lot of people selling things. All right. So be careful about what you buy into. All right. It's sad when the truth is given away for free and men don't want it because they rather buy a lie. They rather purchase a lie.
Well, we know that people rather, people would rather knock a Walmart shirt but go and buy a fake Louis Vuitton bag. That's the world we live in.
Yeah, fictitious.
So,
And I ain't gonna lie, her description of this bucking moon, I'm not gonna lie, I've been feeling like everybody uncle lately. So if, in some of my posts, they might have been, some of them are very, very authoritative, right? It's like, I feel like everybody uncle at this time. But maybe it's the bucking moon and the masculinity that comes along with it. I definitely feel a super surge of masculinity. So if I come off like your uncle,
guess who came out first?
right? I don't mean you no harm.
Ooh. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay, let's see. So we got the Queen of Swords coming out here to the Elephant. Okay, that's a very strong energy. An elephant is strong. I wouldn't want to get kicked by one, right? Right? I don't know. I feel like you're showing up very self-sufficient right now. I feel like someone's showing up about their business.
Look what fell out.
Yeah, forgiveness.
No, the elephant.
Oh, wow. The
Double elephant.
Yeah, the elephant is a very strong animal. And I feel like someone's showing up, someone's showing up independent. Someone's showing up ready. Someone's showing up, prepared, I like this energy, okay? You could be showing up very knowledgeable, okay? I feel like, you are making better choices with the Queen of Swords here. You could be making, head over heart decisions, hard choices, but the right ones, moving in the right direction this time. Is what I'm saying. Something about that. Okay? It says love is your strength. Leadership is your path. Your wisdom inspires everyone you meet. You can overcome any problem. You will naturally and easily achieve success. And I believe this for you. Okay? I truly believe this for you because, I don't know, the elephant greatness, the Queen of Swords is going to be the queen that could be probably the most successful, like in a business. She would be someone that would be like an attorney, a judge. This is a very, successful.
Definitely an investigative reporter.
A very good energy here. A very wise energy. A very demanding energy when you walk in places, right? You demand attention. This is like that kind of energy. Okay. You could be coming off very demanding right now. I just seen that again. I'm like, yeah, very demanding right now because there's someone and you put up boundaries. Like finally, it's like, you really are sticking to whatever boundaries that you put up, and you should be proud of yourself, because at one time you weren't able to stick to boundaries. When people came in, it was like you were timid to speak up, and not anymore. And people could be looking like, what's going on here? I'm choosing myself. I'm choosing me, my happiness, my peace. That's what I'm doing here. That's what someone's doing here. You're showing up strong and great, okay? But just know that your love is your strength. So keep loving. I don't feel like you've become a harsh person because you're making better decisions, because you're more stern. I feel like you're doing what you have to do. And you're a person, you can overcome any kind of problems here. So I don't know, you could be facing some kind of adversity, but Spirit just says, remember who you are. You are a problem solver. You're a person that this is what you do. You handle problems. So if something's going on, just know it's not, it's nothing that's too that this too shall pass kind of energy. It's nothing that you can't get through. Okay? Queen of Swords, you could be an Aquarius in the energy. Okay, y'all. There you go.
I'm gonna leave it down here. You can hear me from here, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, over here we got I love when we in alignment. She got the elephant. I got the elephant, right? So
Okay.
this is definitely, the elephant is significant in this reading, right? And
You
it's
have like an elephant charm. I do. Don't I?
you got a lot of elephant stuff.
I
Come
do.
and think of it.
Yeah.
Elephant pictures.
Mm-hmm.
When we first started, we used to have an elephant lamp stand that we used to burn our coals in, right? So elephants could be
They came
significant.
from a bad spirit, they broke. You ever get something from a bad spirit and it break?
Where we get that from?
I'll tell you later.
Oh, okay. You got forgiveness with your elephant. So that could be your superpower right now. You could be moving with the energy of forgiveness. This is a real positive and comfortable energy. Like, it's almost so, it's real comfortable that it feels soft. It's forgiveness, trust, and gentleness, right? Those three combined together. I don't feel like this is a soft energy. It's a comfortable masculine energy, right? When you in this energy as a masculine, forgiveness, trust, and gentleness, you're very comfortable, very stuck in your bag, very, very, like very easy and reliable, especially in the emotional department. What you got over there?
Okay. All right, so I got the Three of Wands over here in the reverse to the Elk, nobility. Okay. And I'm like, what's going on here? So this is just, this is that energy of being in the unknown where you can't really see anything. So maybe you lack motivation. You know how sometimes when God is not allowing you to see exactly what's coming next, right? So because you can't see what's coming next, but you only know what's right here, that pressure that's right here in front of you at that time, that's the only thing that you can see. So when you can't see what's coming next, like maybe you want to see the help that's coming in, right? You want to be able to see the help that's coming in. And because you can't see it, you could be feeling like a temporary lack of motivation here. Okay? There could be someone, and I don't know, your vision. Maybe you feel like you can't see anymore right now, and sometimes we don't need to see, to be honest with you. Proverbs tells us being in the unknown is the best energy. So I feel like that is very important for us to remember. Don't be scared just because you can't see. God is still working. Okay.
Sometimes it's testing time.
Okay.
And sometimes that's how it get when you're being tested. It feels like God is not listening.
Mm-hmm.
It feel like you can't get a prayer through.
That's right.
It feel like you can't see.
That's right.
You can't understand.
Mm-hmm.
Then you begin to wonder. You go through a procession of different feelings and emotions. But sometimes it's just a test.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Okay. I love that. Thank you for reminding us, it's just a test. Now, I do feel like in this energy, sometimes when we lose our vision, we lose our passion, we lose that spark, then it's like poor planning. Because what's poor planning? Not planning at all. There could be someone, and I feel like you just need to find your little spark, Okay, whatever it is, like, I don't know, this could be your pat on the back, girl, get up, boy, get up. You know how sometimes you just need to hear something, right? Because a lot of you guys, you know, we talk to people who are self-motivators, a lot of you guys, you know. Now, there's some people that you need a little push, and guess what? We here for that too, right? Whatever it may, you know, whatever you need, we're here for that, right? So I feel like there's someone, and, you know, you could be feeling like some things are being terminated. I don't know. There could be someone literally facing, like, you know, some real life situations, some things that come up, some tough things, and you know, you could be feeling like, you know, some things are being terminated, right? But I feel like, you know, when things are being terminated out in your life, you have to look at it like, okay, so how is this helping me? Because we look at everything as, how is it hurting me? But how is it helping me if I truly think about it? You know, sometimes we don't think about, you know, how things help us, even things that look like it's hurting us. Like, think about how it's helping you, right? Because sometimes you could be thinking you're losing something and God is really upgrading you, and you don't want to be confused, because evil loves to confuse us, and God is not a God of confusion. So don't be confused when God is upgrading you just because you can't see or understand. You know, we're not going to be able to comprehend everything the Most High is doing. Okay. And then we got the elk here with nobility. So it says, celebrate your accomplishments with humility. You are crowned with success. Powerful forces guide you. Your ability to conquer challenges is limitless. Okay. So yeah, you could be feeling like you're stuck because you can't see. Get up, sis. Get up, bro. You got this, right? Something about that. Like, you know, you ain't gonna be able to see everything, but you know, keep going. Something about that, you know. You could be having like writer's block. You know, your creativity could be feeling like it's blocked right now. You better pray about it. You better pull out a book like, Lord, give me some thoughts here, you know. Something about that. Sometimes when you have creative and mental blocks and things like that, writer's block, because someone could be a writer here. Sometimes you literally have to sit down and talk to the divine, like, Lord, look, I feel like, you know, I can't, you know, my brain is not allowing me to manifest the thoughts I need to perform, right? To get the job done, to chase my, you know, to attract my abundance, right? Okay, something about that.
You got strength, independence, and perseverance. I'm gonna read the independence card because I feel like this is what's standing out. You are being encouraged to develop a balance between independence and time of togetherness. This also indicates that you would greatly benefit from a profound journey of self-discovery. Learn to enjoy time spent with yourself. So I feel Spirit is calling somebody into a sense of independency and away from codependentness. Like, if you codepend on things and become codependent on things, it's harder for you to really reach you know, the greater you, because your energy is always connected to something else. You always rely on something else to give you a boost. You rely on somebody else to give you strength to move on. But Spirit is saying strength is found in your independence. It's not saying to leave everybody alone or cut everybody out, but the card is saying balance between independence and time of togetherness. So the time that you're spending with people, maybe you could be trying to create, and you know, you having blockages creating because you won't distance yourself away from people and just go find a place where you can create on your own. Perseverance. So I feel like you're in the right direction with this strength and independence. It's just a need for you to persevere. This is a message of patience. Whatever is going on right now, you cannot be so impetuous. By pacing yourself, the end result will be far more rewarding. Slow down, don't rush, work carefully, and learn to accept help from others.
So this next energy that I have is the Queen of Wands in the reverse to the dragon. And so I feel like Spirit is saying that, you know, it's the same kind of energy. You could definitely be a Leo or a Aries in the energy, Sagittarius as well. We got heavy fire energy out here. Okay. However, I feel like Spirit is saying this, you know, Spirit is wanting to remind someone that you can't only feel confident when you're able to see what's happening. Like, you know, that cannot be your confidence. and then you turn into a sad and depressed, anxious person when you're not able to see. Spirit is really wanting all of us to work on those kind of energies. Really having faith. Really believing that what we can't see is still okay. Knowing that even when the pressures of the world are on us, God is by our side, right with us, holding our hand. We're being guided, we're being tested, and then some things are supposed to happen to us. Sometimes we have to understand that some things we put on ourselves, and let's be real, I'm not here to give lies, and sometimes we put ourselves in predicaments. Why? Because we spent the money wrong. Why? Because we don't budget. Why? Because we said something out of our mouths. Why? Because we did something, we attacked a person, whatever, right? Sometimes we put ourselves in situations, and we need to be confident even when we're not able to see when it comes to the Most High, right? You don't want to lose like confidence, which leads to things being more difficult because we can't see our way through a situation. We just have to have faith that look.
This is the being called into faith is also being called into independence. Like not being codependent on your own sight as well. Like being willing to be independent of your own sight. Like it's like, can you really trust the unseen? Can you trust in the unknown?
Okay, that's real. And then we have, and I know that to be true because then we have the dragon and it says supernatural, right? It says you are ancient, wise, sage. You're ancient. I told you, remember we were talking about the Akashic records yesterday, and this knowing that you just have inside of you because of who you are, because of your mission, of your purpose. You have to really know that everything works for the Most High, right? Right? So you are, something supernatural. It says you can shapeshift at will. Mastery is your destiny. Rise with dignity. Someone, you just need a reminder of who you are sometimes, because I really think you forget, who you come from. Like, you come from divinity, the Most High, right? You come from a source that is so great, and that you are greatness, right? And sometimes when we forget who we are, we go around and do things that are not great, but you should be in a high vibration because of who you are. You were born to vibrate on a higher frequency, and it's time for you to choose this now. And I feel like you're doing this. Okay? Supernatural.
Definitely supernatural. Listen to this. Abundant mystery. This is speaking about the unknown that we're speaking about right now. Abundant mystery. That means that the mysterious areas of your life where you probably can't see into is where a lot of abundance can be found. It says abundant mystery. In transition, I'm going to read the transition footnote. You must pay attention to the signs around you. The transition may seem frightening at first, but you must let go of old habits and patterns that no longer serve your higher calling. They will only hinder your growth. So this could be like, is this codependent on a need, needing to see everything in order for you to walk a certain way or believe that you can, I guess, manifest or bring things into fruition. You need to have an understanding of it. You need to see. But God is saying, no, you can't see, right? You got to make a transition in your thought pattern. Like the way you think, you got to begin to rely on things that you can't see, the mysteries about life. That's where your abundance lies. There's somebody, I feel in this energy, and there's somebody, it's like you've been mediocre for a long time because you won't step into the mysteries of your life. This is where the abundance is. This is what the card is saying. So why settle for mediocre, right? Only because you're afraid of the unknown. Now, we all go through it.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes I find myself, well, I'm not even gonna lie, I'm not afraid of the unknown anymore.
Not anymore.
I used
to be too.
But not anymore. Like, you had to catch me, like, maybe up until the end of last year. Now I'm unk with it. I ain't gonna lie, I'm super unk with it. Like, because I realize now, like, I know what's to come now. So it doesn't I pretty much know what's to come. I know what to expect. I know that God has
Right.
had my back in the midst of my enemies,
And I
ain't even had to be there, right? That kind of
I
energy.
have roamed
So-
many cities.
And one thing about life, I'll say this before I back out. Once you get over fear of your enemies, it becomes you feel a different kind of strength come on you, because most of the fear that we have is really induced by our enemies. So once you get over the fear of that, right, and realize they really ain't got no smoke for you. Not if you walk in alignment, because how can an enemy, when you in alignment, you gonna force your enemy to be over there somewhere, way over there somewhere. So how can somebody really affect you from way over there somewhere? This is what being in alignment does. This, you don't even have to fight a battle or none of that.
You ain't even gotta fight no more.
Dear Lord,
Hey.
you be working while we silent.
Dear Lord, you be working while we silent.
You heard me? Like,
Dear Lord, you be fighting all our battles.
dear
You threw
Lord,
me
you be
off.
fighting all our
You
battles.
looked at me like, you don't know the song? You threw me off.
Yeah, but like when you walk in alignment, you force your enemies way over there, and when they way over there, right, and you can clearly see the distance, you learn to stop fearing it all, right, and move forward.
What you want to get on the mic and say, Magic? Magic say, don't give me a mic. What you gonna get up there and talk about?
Uh-oh.
Oh, I'm scared.
like
I need to stop asking them kind of
I
questions.
like them kind of people though. Some people, they love the microphone.
Magic said, don't give me no mic. Magic mic.
You heard me.
Maybe we should hold it for you. Okay. Let's see. I don't know. This is good energy over here. Okay. We got the 3 of Cups to the Bison, abundance. So I feel like it's a whole lot of blessings up in here.
They some big animals out here.
Hey.
It's
a whole lot of blessings up in here.
That's a bison.
Yes, a bison.
Look
and
at
abundance.
this. It's a bison right here.
Wow.
You heard me.
Okay.
Wow, you got the elephant, I got an elephant. You got a bison, I got a buffalo,
You heard
which is
me?
basically the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
We
The
got
sacred buffalo is the bison. Yeah,
Yo,
that's
this
crazy.
is crazy.
You know?
Spirit is like really dropping them this morning.
Okay, you could definitely be a Cancer in the energy. Okay, Mercury, moon energy. We were talking about the full moon, divine feminine. You could definitely be a divine feminine in the energy. Okay, there's something about exchanging resources. Okay.
That used to be my song, going up on a Tuesday.
Okay. I feel like there's a lot of joy celebrations coming up for you. Maybe you can't see them, right? So don't be sad. And then the one you don't we can frustrate the Most High, right? Because we can't see where we're going. We can't see the celebration that's coming up. We can go around and start becoming mean people. We could go around with an attitude. We could go around being, not showing enough gratitude because, sometimes we think about everything we don't have and we don't focus on what we have at hand. So I feel like gratitude, staying in the energy of gratitude, because it brings in abundance. It says, sacred buffalo, cloak me in your wisdom. Keep me warm through the storms of life. Fill my life with goodness. Teach me the way of gratitude and prayer. Didn't I say gratitude? Gratitude is mandatory right now for you because there's a whole lot of celebrations coming in here. You're gonna be great. You're gonna be grateful that you were showing gratitude because there's something about harmonious relationships coming in for you. A lot of teamwork, a lot of collaborations, a lot of good energy.
Transformation.
Okay.
Right while you saying that.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of blessings up in here. These friendships you've been asking for. These business plans you've been going over. These things that you have been envisioning in your life. It's a whole lot of blessings up in here. Okay.
If I ever took a loss and learned a lesson, count 'em up, count 'em up, count 'em up. All right, so we got lightness, manifestation, transformation. So this is somebody. You are a true manifestation of lightness, right? But you have to allow the transformation to take place, right? It says it right here. Hummingbird, right? A manifestation of lightness. That doesn't mean that all your ways are pure. And that doesn't mean that you should take a self-righteous attitude because you feel this is resonating with you. If it is, just be humble with it, right? And realize a manifestation of pure lightness can only show up in this world looking like darkness.
Hello.
Because light shine into the darkness, and the darkness comprehend it not.
Hey.
So if you a manifestation of pure lightness, you gotta realize, don't nobody know that, right? You could be all the mysterious and weird, right? This is what people could be saying about you. You weird. You weird. Is that person weird and funny and odd and crazy even, right? But Spirit says a manifestation of pure lightness, allowing a transformation to take place, right? This is where God begins to prove your naysayers wrong. I went through it. I can tell you all about it. See, your transformation is real. It sends out vibrations in the algorithm. Like, you know how we live in a world full of algorithms, mental, physical, and computerized, right? So when you get in the mode in life and people begin to gossip about you and they all decide that you on a downward track, right? That becomes the algorithm. Now you live on it. Why? Because you got a bunch of people around you putting you on an algorithm that says you in a downward spiral mode, right? So when you reach for help, people look at you crazy. Why? Because everybody agreed you already on a downward spiral. So why would we help the one that we put the algorithm on, right? Why would we help them, right? So what happens is, as you transform by the power of God that supersedes all algorithms, when you transform, you begin to break the matrix. You begin to blow up towers. You begin to cause systems to collapse. Why? Because everybody designed an algorithm that probably suggests you was on your way to destruction, or you was gonna fail, or you wasn't gonna make it, or you was crazy, or you was weird. Whole time Spirit said you was a whole walking manifestation of lightness. Nobody knew, right? That's how God does. God does what's called covert business, right? The devil don't never know what God's doing, right? And we talking about energy. Evil don't never know what God is doing. Good don't never reveal to evil what the plan is, right? Good always sits back and let evil persist to think it's winning. And that's what God did in many of our lives. Let people think that you were whatever they said you were. But whole time, no manifestation of lightness.
I am. Whatever you say, I am.
And then the transformation, it be real because the glow up is steady. See, the thing about the glow up, when you transforming, a glow is not a shine, y'all. A shine is outwardly. Like, for instance, a shine is like you take the lamp and you just shine the outside of it. Now, a glow is when you put a candle inside of the lamp and that thing that's glow up is steady.
Okay.
And that's how your transformation is. So it proves naysayers wrong. So now they got to run and hide and rearrange the narrative. It got to become something different. And as you transform, you become the true manifestation of what you always were. God peels back the layers off of us. You know, it was layers to you that was rough, rugged, and raw like corn. You know, when you get corn, you got to peel all the layers back to get to the corn, right? That's how the corn is protected. Without the layers, the kernels is not protected. That's how we is. Layers around us, right? Real ugly layers, too. Go encasing your divinity. Hiding you.
Okay. We got Sag. I don't know who the big Sag out here. It could be me. I don't know. Big Sag energy here, though.
Sagittarius.
We got the Ten of Wands coming out and the Page of Wands in the reverse. So I feel like Spirit is saying, Sag, there's no need to, like, go all out because you need others to see who you are. You're not working for others. You're working for Spirit. Like, you don't gotta do too much. Like, it doesn't require a lot from you when you're working with the divine. The people that need you are gonna be there, right? Kind of like when the student is ready, the master appears.
Hermetic principle.
Okay, kind of like that energy. So I don't know. I feel like Spirit is just really wanting you to simmer down is what I'm hearing, I don't know. Spirit is saying, you don't have to be so loud, Sag. Something about that. Okay. Now, you could also, be feeling like you have a lot of psychological pressure on you right now because you take the weight of the world. Okay. And Spirit is saying, find some time for mindfulness. But I like this next energy because you have the ladybug and good luck. You are bright energy. Let go of worry, because I feel like that's what's going on over here too, with the Ten of Wands to the Page of Wands in the reverse. I don't know. I feel like, you could be trying to carry the weight of the world because you know how sometimes you feel like if you don't do things yourself, then they won't get done properly. Like, you could be a mom and you could have, let's say you have male children, but you don't want them to wash the dishes or clean the bathroom because you feel like they're not going to clean it like you, right? So, like that kind of energy. And then, when you're tired because you work, you're fuss. Now you're blowing up on the whole house because you're tired and the bathroom needs to be clean, but you never, you weren't able to delegate some of the tasks to your children. Delegate. That's what I'm hearing. Someone needs to be able to delegate some tasks here. It's like you don't have to do everything by yourself. Maybe you did at one time, but not anymore. You could be definitely needing to delegate tasks in your home, in your life, in your business, whatever it is. There's something about delegating here, okay? Right? It says, let go of worry and be happy here and now. Feel good about being a loving and colorful you. You bless the world with color and good luck. You could be wearing black and red today, okay? Something about Papa Legba, okay? I don't know. I don't really believe good luck, but it says good luck here. I believe in, like, blessings from God and miracles. I'm not a person that really, I don't believe in like good luck and fortune and stuff like that. So, but yeah, the ladybug is here for you.
And it's funny that she says that because I'm feeling an intuition from the Yamas, right? Um, we have a child coming through, a transition child, trigger warning, right? This could be in your family. Some I'm feeling like this could have been like some type of stillborn, or this could have been some like a very young person, but it has patience, love, and innocence. And see this innocence sheep, right? And sometimes y'all uh, things work in a way. I can give it to you best in the words of KRS-One. He was telling a story about how Scott LaRock transitioned from this world. And when Scott LaRock transitioned, this is when his success met him because he had somebody in the Yamas that can assist him, right? Same way with me. Like when my mother transitioned, I started basically my ministry. She was able to help me connect the dots because when people transition, you now have an energy that's on that's in another part of its existence that can assist you. I call it the yamas, right? It's it's a place of souls, right? So I see a baby there, and they love you, right? A lot of love in this energy, and a lot of patience in this energy. And when I feel this, I just feel like you have ancestors that are very patient with you. You have loved ones, right? You have loved ones that have transitioned and they love you and they are very patient with you. We call them ancestors, even descendants. So this is good for you. If only you can believe in that, right? I'm speaking to somebody, right? It's here, I feel it.
I just heard Beyonce, Daddy, Daddy, oh, Daddy, Daddy, thank you for loving me. I don't know where that came from. That's crazy. Anyway, I don't know. Someone could have like a very loving father. You could be a very loving father. Okay. You could be a
Communication.
yeah. I was gonna say you could be a father desiring to mend the relationship with your children, and I feel like Spirit is saying that communication is coming in for you.
That could be a
Okay.
father that transitioned as well. Like we got a lot of communication.
Wow.
This card says communication,
Hmm.
right? I'm feeling a lot of communication from the Yamas right now.
Okay. Now look, we got Sagittarius energy here again. Fire energy, action. You know, wands are all about action. So there's a whole lot of movement that needs to be done here, right? It's time for us to get in alignment. You know, I feel like sometimes, you know, we have to realign ourselves. You know, kind of like in a car when you have to do you know how sometimes on a car, after a while, you have to get your wheels aligned? The same kind of thing with us, right? I feel like, you know, every now and then we have to do a spiritual tune up, you know, a maintenance check on ourselves. And, you know, I feel like that's what's happening right now. We got the Eight of Wands here. This is the energy of being able to, you know, enjoy the fruits of your labor. This is, you know, traveling energy. You could definitely be traveling for sure. Okay, you know, this is the energy of where you feel full and it feels like, you know, you're getting everything done. You could be like really taking ownership of things. You could be finding yourself doing things that you used to find difficult. Like, you know, you could be a person that you don't like, you know, you don't like calling corporations or businesses. You don't like handling business over the phone. So maybe you slack and maybe you've been taking care of your business, right? Whatever it is, you've been doing what you need to do to make sure that you and your family are okay. And I love this for you. I feel like you're full of energy and I feel like you're very passionate towards life right now and what you want to do. And this is very good energy. You know, Mercury is here, communication. I feel like you could even be getting like divine communications from different sources, divine beings from source, your ancestors. You know, I don't know. I see something about divine communication.
Yeah, magic on that. She said it's her dad. Her dad passed in April.
Mm. Hmm.
My mom actually transitioned not in this April, but in the month of April,
Mm-hmm.
2 years ago.
Okay. Yeah. Goose, inner knowing. You are a brave traveler. Your soul knows the way. Be confident and you will achieve your destination. Loyal friends are always with you. Don't worry, you are blessed. Let yourself fly. Yeah, you're soaring through life. You could definitely be taking a trip, an unexpected trip, a trip that you thought you couldn't afford, is what I'm hearing, honestly. A trip that you didn't think you deserve, a trip that you didn't think, you know, you would be able to take because of whatever's going on in your life. I feel like, you know, honestly, if I be honest with you, I feel like, you know, someone's getting a breakthrough, a blessing. I feel like things could be changing around for a person, okay, here, because of taking action. You know, when you take action, what is it? What is it equal? You know, results equal success, you know? You know? So that's what's going on here. You know, I feel like loyalty is very important right now. You know, I noticed that, you know, the songs that people promote, you know, the things that are promoted on social media, TV, television, you know, it promotes so much unloyal behavior. Don't find yourself trapped in that kind of energy because that is not energy that brings success. It brings destruction. You know, even the Bible tells you, you know, when you do those kind of things, you go chasing. What does it say? Go chasing that woman to the bed. You says something about, you know, when you chase them. Don't let me quote it exactly. I can't think of it for sure, but y'all know what I'm talking about. You chase the wrong things, and you know you'll get exactly what you're chasing. But I feel like you have an inner knowing of what's right and what's wrong, and you're moving forward here. You could be literally, you know, getting on a plane, a boat. I don't know. I see somebody canoeing or something like that. There could be someone traveling to the mountains. Something significant about the geese. Okay, you could be feeding birds or something like that.
Yeah. This is a continuation of a message. This is somebody really saying the same old thing. So open-mindedness, self-love, and freedom. I feel like somebody's ancestors want them to be open-minded, first of all, open-minded, understanding that they are real. Ancestors are very real. Get yourself a white candle and, you know, learn how to communicate with them, right? Learn how to let them in. Still yourself. Learn your meditations, right? This is something that comes to you. These types of things is more or less they in you. So you don't look outward, you look inward for this kind of thing. It requires open-mindedness, self-love, right? And a lot of our ancestors scream to us to show ourselves love because a lot of them, they didn't get a chance to show themselves love. Some of them, they transitioned and they believed in things that they want us to not believe in. They fell for things that they don't want us to fall for. That's why it's a scream from the Yamas about open-mindedness this morning, right? So that we don't become trapped in a certain way of thinking and we miss so much, right? I ain't gonna lie, my ancestors have given me a lot.
My ancestors, big steppers.
They control the elemental weapons, right? Right? And they say last but not least, this is where freedom lies. Freedom, right? You wanna experience what true freedom is. It's removing the stipulations from around you, taking the limits off. You know that song that say, take the limits off, take the limits off, yeah, truly taking the limits off. Lot of things that we were taught, right? Self-limited belief systems. A lot of the things that we agree to. You know, like she was showing me a book about the 4 agreements, the Toltec, and how we agree to things in life, and they basically bond us throughout the whole of our existence, right? So your ancestors are screaming for you to become free of that, right? Find your freedom, your open-mindedness, and your self-love.
Set me free.
Absolutely, release. It speaks in the Bible of rivers flowing from your belly. From your belly flows rivers of running water, right? Your power, yeah, it's in you.
Relax, relate, and release.
When it's saying flow from your belly, that's like every gift that you have in you, your ability to connect, your ability to do everything. It's already right inside of you. It flows from your core outwardly, right? So focus on that in your meditations. This is your sacral area, your Vadistanya. That chakra right there is the biggest one we have. It's called its own abode.
Hey, and that was the message. Hey, that was the message. Hey, that was the message. Hey, accept or rejected. Hey, but keep your spirit protected. Thank you guys so much for all of your energy, all of your time. Thank you guys for joining our channel again. We hope that you guys enjoyed the live message, okay? Of course, we'll be back tomorrow morning. Of course, we'll be back later on as well. But, you know, we do this every morning for you guys, right? So if you like this one, you may want to follow the page so you get more videos like this, okay? If you would like to support our channel, all of our information is on our page, okay? It does help our channel grow, right? If you would like to book a personal session with us, you know, our inbox is open. You know how to reach us, okay? We do have some, we actually have sessions available all weekend, okay? The rest of the week, we're open and available, I believe, okay? Thank you guys for your time. We love you guys so much. We're elemental beings, and we catch you next time. We elemental beings. Hey, trying to save the people from the pain and misery. And this life is not that hard. We be pulling all these cards while we healing all these scars.